humanoid robots. Is it overhyped or is it underhyped? This isn't science fiction anymore. The likelihood of all hyped predictions becoming true is extremely high. To separate hype from reality, our team undertook a comprehensive review of the industry. We wanted to see what's actually realistic, so we curated those insights into a clear, realistic view of the future, split into 4 key phases. What's here now? What's 2 to 3 years away? What needs a decade? What's not science fiction? Potentially. And what lies beyond everything we can imagine. But before we get carried away with all the hype, let's set the record straight. Robotics itself isn't new. We've had insanely precise, fully automated robots in factories for decades. We've seen older generation humanoids before, but right now, the world is awaiting next-gen humanoids. These new ones are a completely different beast. Because of a bunch of cutting-edge tech converging together, such as onboard AI chips for instant thinking, dedicated vision chips that really see, brand new actuators, basically super advanced muscles, built from the ground up for human-like movement. The biggest leap isn't even the hardware, it's dexterity, the ability to use hands almost as well as a human. The engineers are not programming the fingers and limb movements anymore. They're raising and teaching them. Millions of hours in simulation, trial and error, rewards for success, pure reinforcement learning. So when you see these robots delicately unroll a kitchen towel or carefully handle objects, here is the real breakthrough. These machines have learned the fundamental patterns through genuine understanding, not mere programming. Now let's talk short term, the next 1 to 3 years. Right now, we already have at least a dozen top companies showing off prototypes that can walk, grip, and do basic tasks. Some are even taking pre-orders today, with prices between $10,000 and $100,000. These early bots aren't revolutionizing the world yet, but the incredible speed of progress so far is solid proof of what's coming next. In the short term, dexterity is expected to improve from kind of works to actually useful for basic movement tasks. Gradually, factories start to figure out and prepare for mass production. Costs still high, but starts to drop fast anytime. That's when we'd likely start seeing the floodgates ease open gradually. We'll soon start seeing actual deliveries of these robots straight to consumers' homes. What exciting times we're entering. Humans have never experienced machines of this caliber before, capable of self-charging immediately after arriving at your home. These robots are still early versions. They'll delight us on simple tasks repeatedly, but might also disappoint or irritate us. In the short term, your rich cousin, that tech-savvy friend, or the influencers will probably buy these first. Next time you visit their house, yo, meet Dave, he does laundry now. So in the short term, it will be shift from cool demo to my buddy literally owns a humanoid. We may also start seeing a new category of experts, remote robot pilots, who operate remotely, jump in from anywhere in the world to handle the tricky stuff, while the robot watches, learns, and gets better in real time. But remember, every mistake it makes is constantly fed back, that learns and updates the entire fleet. One robot levels up means every robot levels up. Humans would never be able to do that. This fleet learning thing might be the single biggest invention in history. Insurance companies, governments, and safety regulators finally start writing the rulebook, which unlocks actual factories and warehouses saying yes to humanoids. Expect drama, lawsuits, protests, fear, hype, bans in some places, races in others. Classic new tech chaos. Yes, it may be messy, but shifting our perspective reveals an exciting, optimistic future. Now comes the midterm, 3 to 10 years. This is the era where humanoid robots finally cross the line from expensive elite tech machine to really getting valuable work done consistently. The game changer? Dexterity goes from pretty good to borderline magical. Hands that pour coffee without spilling, flip pancakes, screw in light bulbs, or pack your travel luggage with most optimal layout for storage. And once that clicks, you'll start seeing teams of 2 or 3 robots working together. Multi-squad specific tasks will begin to emerge. Robots get better at handling coordination among themselves to achieve single task. This demands highly advanced dexterity across multi-robot limbs and also deep physics modeling. By then, we'll have cracked it. Around that time, homes would change forever. Some homes will have 1 robot, others 2 or more. Based on preference and space, some would like them in garages or dedicated bays, while others let them roam freely. You'll spot them in your neighborhood doing basic yard work, collecting parcels, or leaving the bin for weekly collection. Still basic stuff, but now they nail it 95 to 99% of the time. But they won't be perfect yet. They'll still be absent-minded, drop a plate, get stuck on a rug, or freeze when the cat jumps on them. The internet is about to explode with two types of content: robots failing spectacularly, and robots changing lives in amazing ways. Regulations and policies won't be flawless just yet, but they will be far more advanced than today, serving as the economy's central backbone. Robot squad rentals will pop up. Think Zipcar, but for humanoids. Rent a crew for the weekend to partially help with renovating your kitchen, or to help serving guests for your birthday party, or even home moving. We might also see robot showrooms in a bigger way start appearing like car showrooms. You will have different sections to try out for yourself. Midterm is when we start enjoying robots as machines and the experience of using them. Like how now a group of us enjoy every new modern tech, like mobile phones and cars. Please share this with someone you care about to help them gain perspective on the future so they are best prepared to play their part. Great, let's move on to long-term, 10 to 30 years. Some experts love comparing the revolution to the automobile or the mobile phone, but that's a false equivalence. Those inventions solved one problem each: transport and communication. Humanoid robots solve thousands of problems at once. They're not the next big thing. They're the biggest thing, poised to reshape every aspect of life and dwarf those inventions by orders of magnitude. They do the work, every kind of physical work, and that difference changes everything. Once a robot can do 99.9% of what a human body can physically do, and do it 24/7 without getting tired, bored, or asking for a raise, the demand explodes into the billions. Literally, we'll need an endless army of them. Take a look at this. Swarms of thousands, or hundreds of thousands, of robots tackling massive projects non-stop. Building cities, highways, gigafactories, floating airports, whatever we dream up, in days or months instead of decades. You want to cover a strip of land or ocean with solar panels to fully power the planet? Done. Hyperloop tubes linking all locations on the planet? You got it. Reforest the Amazon. Clean plastics and other contaminants from oceans. Terraform selective strips of deserts. Now, it's just a scheduling problem. But the key is, we humans remain the architects. We give the command after thorough assessment on implications. It's just that the heavy lifting is all automatic. Here is a fact. The only thing that ever held back our craziest, most beautiful visions for Earth wasn't money or ideas. It was human physical labor and time. Robots delete both limits. And it gets wilder. In the long term, any single person with a big idea can literally build things themselves. Whatever. Just like how a single engineer today can launch a complex software system on their own. This isn't just automation. This is humanity finally getting an infinite physical workforce. As robots make labor infinite, energy becomes the only scarce asset. Future civilization will be defined not by human effort, but by its capacity to harvest energy. But I know what you are thinking. Risks, jobs, natural resource limitations, land limitation, etc. Yes, all of those exist, but we will figure it out. Things will be actively shaped by us to deal with these challenges based on the tech stack at that time. It will probably be a solution we can't predict today. Remember, it's not just the robots that are getting better. It's the intelligence in parallel that is developing rapidly at much faster pace than robotics. Combine it with quantum computing. By then, we would have most likely cracked all these three tech. So, the social challenges we see today may not even be relevant that time. Well, at least some of these. Finally, the extreme future, 30 to 100 years and beyond. Now we're talking real sci-fi stuff that feels insane today. But honestly, this has very high probability of happening. It all comes down to one word: scale. Robots go from millions to billions to eventually trillions, and they don't stay on Earth. We clean up our planet, move all the dirty, heavy industry off-world, and let robot armies turn space into the ultimate factory floor. Here are some possibilities. Robots fully building solar-powered data centers floating in space, and also maintain them. Permanent mining bases on asteroids, moons, even distant planets. No human ever sets foot, Just endless robot cities, harvesting materials and shipping to another asteroid or planet where it's needed. Self-replicating robot swarms that land on a rock, build more of themselves, tasked at helping us with our goals and missions. Terraforming Mars, or giant space habitats. Projects so huge they take humans thousands of years. Robots knock them out in years to decades. Projects like orbital rings, interstellar probes, and even Dyson swarms to truly harvest energy from our sun, as K2 civilization finally gets built in some form. What about humans then? We spread out too. Colonies on Mars, the Moon, floating cities, maybe even other star systems once the robots pave the way. Yes, we all love Earth, but we face thousands of existential threats that could end our history within millennia. We must expand into space to preserve the rare gift of humanity. Robots are our only hope. Only they can shoulder the burden of physical work before us. Humanity, on its own, is incapable of such scale. Breakthroughs in quantum computing and AI keep unlocking brand new physics, energy, and materials we can't even name yet. Here's an interesting fact. Did you know, from science discoveries and laws perspective, we have barely scratched way less than 1% of what universe has to offer? That's centuries of jaw-dropping discoveries still waiting with plenty of work for humans. In the deep future, robots will become the backbone of our expansion, handling the sheer magnitude of cosmic labor. They will work independently, mining local celestial bodies to fuel their own operations and repairs. They could even build colossal megastructures, like O'Neill cylinders, to house an entire civilization in the void. But on Earth, robots will transform life into a paradise for humans, while simultaneously making space ready for human habitation. Eventually, in a few million to billion years, humanity holds the potential to weave itself across the cosmos. Whether we spread by necessity, preference, or both, only time can tell. Okay, back to present world and reality. All of this just means we really need to take safety and regulation very seriously right from the short-term period. We will probably need never-seen-before type regulatory framework with a modern approach, directly secured by decentralized technical enforcement that can never go wrong. This framework will probably eclipse all past legislation to become humanity's ultimate guiding force. But all these exciting things doesn't mean humans will be idle, jobless, or end up with chaotic society. It just means the way we will run the economic engine and our goals will be totally different. What we have been used to so far was probably meant to be just the initial phase to get us going for the first few thousands of years. The upcoming thousands of years may be totally different. These are just a few of the wild things we see coming. Honestly, there are a million more use cases we didn't even touch, because once you have real humanoid robots, the possibilities go infinite. The timelines could slide a few years left or right, sure, but the direction? It's locked in. So buckle up. The robot era isn't coming. It's already shaping a future that's about to become spectacular. You might agree with some of this and disagree with other parts. That's the point. We're a community curious about the future. Join us and add your perspective.